Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are on another Chanel roll. I have another Chanel reveal. It's not really an unboxing because I don't actually have the boxes or the Chanel bag to share with you. However, I do have the items and I do have the receipt. So I will be sharing with you the new things that I picked up from Chanel, specifically in Heathrow Terminal 5, the infamous Heathrow Terminal 5, and it's a little bit of a come shop with me as well because I did manage to get a bit of footage, so I will have that interwoven in today's video. I'm going to share with you my experience in Heathrow Terminal 5 because whether you travel a lot or you do a lot of international travel or you live in the UK, you're probably familiar with Heathrow Terminal 5. This is my first ever experience in Heathrow Terminal 5, and there is many Heathrow Terminal 5 shopping vlog out there. You know, people talk about how wonderful Heathrow Terminal 5 is, and I want to share my possibly a bit of a hot take, probably an unpopular opinion. Spoiler alert, I don't think it was that great. Maybe it just takes a lot to impress me, but I want to share with you my experience, and I'm just going to get started with the two items that I picked up, and then we'll talk through kind of, yeah, Terminal 5. Like, is it all it's cracked up to be? Let's talk about it. All I have is this sad little receipt. I always have the dust bags, but I popped them away now. I didn't keep the boxes. I didn't even get the boxes. The woman was actually really lovely at Chanel. I didn't want the boxes. I didn't want to have to lug around those giant boxes. So all she gave me was the shoe bags, and you know, I went on my merry way. I had the intention of not actually buying that many pairs of shoes this year, but I mean, I don't know, is there something in that air? Was there something that they pumped through the air conditioner in Chanel? I don't know, because I saw these and I was just swept off my damn feet. I do want to say though, Australia, if you live here in Australia with me, like, we can just have this moment, like, come here, hold me, gather in, like, sit with me for a second. I was in Dubai. I managed to like stop into Chanel when I was in Dubai. I wasn't going to buy anything there though, because after like a 12-hour flight and not having slept for, you know, almost well over 30 hours, I wasn't about to be trying to do any shopping, okay? If my brain has not slept and I've just got off a 12-hour flight, I don't need to be shopping. But, you know, just going into Chanel in Dubai, being able to see Chanel in Italy, being able to see Chanel in the Terminal 5, I probably looked crazy because, I mean, the SA, she was lovely, but I was always just so blown away at how much stock they have. You hear people all around the world talk about a bit of a shortage and a stock shortage. And I just want to say, like, if you live in a major city and you think that there's stock shortages, my honey bear, my honey dear, okay? Just come to Australia, okay? I promise you, you've never seen anything like it. I now see, because I've gone elsewhere, and I'm like, wow, Australia just doesn't get that much, okay? We really don't get very much at all. Anyway, that's just a little rant about Australian stock. Here is the first pair. You may have seen me share, I know I'm touching the bottoms. You may have seen me share a photo on my Instagram story while I was actually away with this particular pair, and I also had a black pair that I was trying on because I was really debating between these two, and I loved them both so much. And honestly, if old Caitlin probably would have got both, but I'm trying to be a lot more sensible and I didn't need both. I love the black, but I also love this kind of beige color. As you can see, it's got these like iconic kind of chain and this beautiful beige as well. The black did look nice because it really stood out, but I feel that I do have quite a good number of black shoes. I mean, I have my Hermes Oran sandals in the noir, but this is something that I don't really have anything like this, and I just thought the beige would look a lot nicer with more of my summer dresses, more of my beautiful white floaty, or even like my colored, just really beautiful floaty summer dresses. So these were definitely inspired by the fact that I had spent 2 weeks in Scotland with frozen feet, like, and I was checking the weather I was checking the weather back home every day. Like, every day I'd wake up in Scotland and I would check the weather forecast. I don't know why, probably just to torture myself. So I think this was very much inspired by the fact that I just really was excited to come back to summer. And obviously, like I mentioned, I live in Australia, so I do live in, predominantly, I love my summer shoes. Summer is where I thrive, and I just want to share something that a bit of an experience I had with the SA, because it just really honed in, and it really kind of doubled back to this idea that I've shared with you over the last few months, that I've had this kind of like realization that I need to dress for me, and I need to dress for my lifestyle and my casual lifestyle, my casual life. I love to be comfortable, I love to be casual, And it's, you know, I live in a very relaxed country. Australia is not like at the forefront of, you know, on the world stage of high fashion. You know, I personally love a lot of Australian brands. Victorian Woods, hello baby. I'm literally like dressed head to toe in Victorian Woods. I love Victorian Woods. I do love Zimmermann. I love a lot of Australian. Do I love Zimmermann? I love some of Zimmermann. But we do have a lot of really beautiful brands here, and I do love the Australian style. I love Australian fashion, and I love the aesthetic. You know, we're a lot more casual here. And the essay that was helping me, she was trying to help me decide whether or not I wanted this one or the black one. And, you know, I wasn't actually sure because I did pick these up in a 38. I'm usually a 37. And I could have fit in both, but I'm really glad that I went with the 38. I do feel like they fit me a lot better, and I do feel like when my feet swell in the summer, they tend to be able to slide in a little bit better. I don't remember how this conversation started, but it went something along the lines of, I was confused, I wasn't sure if I wanted this one or the black one, and I was just telling her that, you know, like, oh, I live by the beach, it's summer back home, so when I get home, I'm just gonna wanna wear them like every day. I'm just not sure what one. And she was like, oh, you know, they're both beautiful. I do think the beige will work more with, you know, just everyday wardrobe, but they're both really great neutrals, and, you know, you're probably not gonna wear them all the time. You're probably gonna only wear them when you're down the beach. And I'm like, oh, you know, well, like, I kind of live near the beach, but I also would wear them down the beach, but I'd also just wear them every day. And she's like, oh, and I don't know, she wasn't at all rude about it, by the way, but she was just very insistent that I wouldn't wear them every day. And I'm like, no, I would. Like, in summer, I would wear these like almost every day. So I think it just really goes to show how different countries have a completely different idea of, you know, fashion and what you would wear every day. Like, obviously she's living in London. I mean, I'm just assuming she's living in London. She could be living on the outskirts or wherever, really, but she lives in and near London. She works at Heathrow. And it just made me realize, like, of course she probably doesn't think that you would wear this every day, because I doubt that if I walked around London, I doubt I'd probably see somebody, or like a lot of people, wearing shoes like this. I live in the suburbs. Even the city that I live in is quite small. Like, it's not a huge city. Obviously, if I go into the CBD and if I go along, you know, the kind of main streets of the CBD, and I walk through a lot of those corporate environments, if I walk like around like kind of like where a lot of the offices are, I'm probably going to see people dressed in a lot more office attire. But as someone who doesn't work in a corporate environment, who works from home and doesn't head into the CBD, this is my life. Like, this is casual. This is my casual lifestyle. It just really kind of cemented this idea to me that I need to dress my lifestyle, and it may not make sense to anyone else. You know, the woman at Chanel was very insistent that I wouldn't wear these every day. And I've pretty much been wearing these every day since I got back. It just really goes to show that a lot of people may not understand your lifestyle, may not understand how you dress for your life and what your style is, but as long as it makes sense to you, that's the most important thing. So wow, what a rambly part of this video. I just really felt the need to share that, because I walked away from that interaction realizing, of course she wouldn't think I'd wear these every day. Maybe she's never been to Australia. Maybe she doesn't live by the beach. I mean, I'm assuming she could live by Brighton, but Brighton is nothing like an Australian beach. But yeah, it's funny, because maybe where she lives, people wouldn't wear these every day, but in Australia, these are like shoes like this, like flip-flops if you work from home, if you work in a non-corporate environment, if you're allowed to wear flats every day. This isn't out of the norm to see people wearing these. So these ones retailed for £580, and look, we're not even going to talk about conversion. I don't even want to talk about it, okay? I don't want to talk about it. I went into that Chanel boutique trying not to think about how much cheaper I would find them in Australia or what the price difference would be, partly because I just know that I don't have the best luck in Australian Chanels, and who knows when I'd go to Chanel next. What I've seen when I've went into Chanel boutiques, you know, recently, I just didn't see anything. I didn't see any sizes. I didn't see anything that I liked. Very few sizes, very minimal stock. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna grab what I like. So that's exactly what I did. Now, this next pair was definitely a splurge. And I think it was in my wish list or my how luxury will fit my lifestyle video. I did share that I wanted to be more focused on summer shoes, because that's just where I am. That's just how I live. I love summer. I thrive in summer. I spend a lot of time in warmer climates, but I just couldn't say no to these. And I definitely will admit to you that this was not a sensible purchase. This was a splurge, especially considering I already have similar boots I gave it away. They're boots. I already have similar things like this, but again, I just saw them, they caught my eye, and I was like, oh. Next minute I'm asking for my size, next minute she says I have the size, and I just tried them on, and it was love, okay? It was love, and I didn't know if I'd ever be able to get something like this in Australia, if they'd even get it in, or good luck trying to get my size. So I went for it. And these just, oh my God, they're just so pretty. These are, again, very similar to my Dior combat boots. Pretty much that's probably the other boot that I have that's basically similar to this, but they are a little bit different, okay? A tiny bit different. I'd kind of maybe say they're a little bit more feminine. They're a little bit less chunky. They're a little bit kind of make my legs look a little bit more slender. I think it's because they are a little bit less kind of chunky as than my combat boots, but we'll see what I get more wear out of. But these, I just couldn't pass them up, okay? I love the little patent CC. They have that signature quilting. They have the patent here on the what is this called, the heel and the bottom of the shoe, and just over here on the back it has it obviously has the CC, but again, not super noticeable branding unless staring at my feet. I love the toe caps as well. I love the lace up details. They do have tiny little CCs there. I picked these up in a 38 as well, and these were 1,470 pounds. Okay, look, I did my own little calculations in that store, the currency conversion calculation, and that's when I know I really love something, because it didn't even pain me. I was like, you know what, I can't see a world in which I leave the store without these shoes. That's how much I loved them. And I can see myself getting the wear out of these through the autumn and winter months, the very few months that I do spend in the cold, with, tights, with jeans, with my beautiful little skirts, my tights, my sweaters, my jeans. I can also see myself wearing these on nights out, because, they do have a tiny little, that's not even really a heel, but your girl doesn't really wear heels that much anyway. I can just see myself getting wear out of these in more casual settings, but also out to bars, out to dinners, just a little bit more of a dressed up version, I suppose, a little bit more elegant, more of an elegant version of my Dior combat boots. And I just want to say, because they can hear me right now, they're down there on the floor, I still love my Dior combat boots, don't get it twisted, but I'm hoping that there will be room enough in my wardrobe for the two of these guys, okay? Let's see if they can coexist in a safe and happy environment together. I hope that they get along, and I hope that I can wear them both. I was probably in the Chanel store in Heathrow for maybe, I'd say, 35 minutes, 40 minutes tops. It was a really great, fast experience. I enjoyed the experience for the most part. The woman that was helping me was really lovely. She was not pretentious at all. She was not dismissive. I even said to her, I'm like, oh, if there's anyone else that comes in and you need to help them, feel free, go over there. And she's like, no, I'm with you. And she was offering me her opinion, and it was just really lovely. I think there was also some other things that I was looking at, and they didn't have my size. It's actually saying that maybe she could get them from another store and get them sent to the airport. She was asking me where my gate was, what time I was flying out, what time I was boarding, because she was actually trying to get things to me from other stores in time, which I just thought was incredible. I think there was one item that I was thinking that I wanted, and she's like, oh, if this particular store has it. I don't know where that store was exactly in and around England, but she was saying that, they could get it to this store within an hour. And I just thought, that's incredible. Imagine just stopping over somewhere, waiting for your flight, and just having Chanel hand deliver something to you before your flight. That is incredible. So I just really thought that service was great. And I tried, believe me when I tell you, I tried to do a come shop with me. I wanted to take you guys along. I went to Hermes, and I got told to stop filming there, but honestly they had barely anything. I was like, this is not even a big store. It has hardly anything, in my opinion anyway. And then I went to Chanel, and I tried to film a little bit. The essay that was dealing with me and that was helping me, and that was by the time I said I wanted both these, she was wrapping these pieces up. She had no problem, unless she just didn't see me, but she had no problem with me just walking around with my camera, filming, doing a bit of filming. It was another essay that told me off. I say told me off. She told me, you're not supposed to be filming in here. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And I'm just a part of me just doesn't understand why. And if you work in luxury, if you work in that kind of space, can you please tell me why? Because, I'd obviously bought things. I wasn't coming in to to just get content and leave. I don't see the harm in it. I don't. Like, maybe it's for security reasons. Maybe that is indeed true. But I still don't understand why or how. Like, can you explain that to me if you know? I see so many people do come shop with me and I truly, genuinely have no idea how they get away with it, because I just kept getting told to stop filming. I walked past Louis Vuitton and I walked past Prada. I probably could have filmed in there, but I didn't actually step foot in any Prada or any Louis Vuitton stores. There were anywhere I went, actually. The only stores that I stopped into when I was in Europe and in the airport were Hermes, the jewellery stores like Van Cleef and Cartier and Bulgari, Hermes, Chanel and Dior. Those are the only stores that I stopped into. I had no really other interest in going to Prada or Louis Vuitton or just a lot of those other really popular mainstream stores at the moment. I just didn't have any interest in going in those, and I guess it's because, you know, I kind of know what's happening. I know what's out about at the moment, and there's just nothing that really catches my eye. And I'm kind of like having a bit of a break from Louis Vuitton at the moment. I think I've had and spent a lot of time really hot and heavy with Louis Vuitton at the moment. I'm just not as invested in, I don't see myself making any purchases unless it's perfume, but I need to stop smelling those damn perfumes, okay, because like my perfume collection is large enough at the moment, in my opinion. So there's just not really anything from Louis Vuitton that grabs me at the moment. I don't really want any more monogram pieces, and yeah, there's really little in the luxury, like the main design houses, I feel, that are really grabbing me and taking my interest at the moment, which I think is quite surprising. Let me know how you feel about things at the moment. Like, I'm trying to take a bit of a temperature gauge on how we're all feeling, because I was really excited to go to Europe and see stock that I don't see, and I was really happy with the stock levels, especially compared to Australia. But to be honest, I just was kind of like, I'm not as excited about a lot of what is out right now. So that's pretty much why I didn't go to a lot of stores that I maybe would have usually went to. Like, if I went, you know, 5 years ago, I probably would have hit up all the shops, and I definitely did last time I went to Europe. I went to literally so many stores. But I think it's because as well, like, the older I've gotten, and I felt like I had limited time as well. The time that I had, and time, it just felt a lot more precious to me. I didn't want to spend as much time in shops. I wanted to spend a lot more time, you know, like with my partner. I wanted to walk around the streets. I wanted to drink good wine. I wanted to eat good food. I wanted to explore, and I didn't want to spend as long in shops, which is why I really tried to give myself a lot smaller time frames than maybe I would have any other trip that I've taken. I feel like I spent a lot more in Europe last time I went, and I just didn't have that same desire to go into a lot of the shops that I once used to. Spending that much time and money in stores, I still love shopping, I still love luxury, but it's not as much of a priority as it used to be to me. I just guess my priorities have changed a little bit. And in terms of Heathrow, like, other than, you know, not being able to really film, I guess it's kind of cool that there's all this luxury shopping in Heathrow, but it's just funny because I've always seen videos and come shop with me's from Heathrow, and I guess I was weirdly kind of so excited to see it, and I just thought, wow, like, can you imagine how amazing that would be? And then I was in there and I was like, I guess I've just maybe, what's happened to me? I don't know. I just was kind of like underwhelmed. Not underwhelmed. Maybe it's because there is already, like, I already had so many other chances to go to luxury stores that it didn't seem that exciting to me. And also maybe it's because I just wanted to get to my destination. I just wanted to eat food, drink good coffee, chill in the lounge. Like, it was actually very, very busy. And again, you're probably like, well, duh, it's Heathrow. I hate Heathrow, I've decided, and I think I may be the only person who feels this way. And I feel like a lot of people love it because it's like a bustling hub of people from all over the world, and so many flights go in and out, and the shopping's amazing. I fucking hate Heathrow. I hate it. I've decided that if I can somehow avoid flying through Heathrow, like, I would do it next time. I would avoid Heathrow. I just find the whole airport like so anxiety inducing. There's so many people. It's too much for me. Like, it's way too much. It's too much for this small town individual to deal with, okay? It's way too much hustle and bustle, and just way too many people. It's a beast. It's a beast of an airport, and you know, it's not my vibe. It's not at all, it's not my vibe. All this time I've looked at Heathrow as like this mysterious beast of like, oh my god, it's an airport, but they have so many luxury stores. Like, what? You know, in Australia, we don't really have that, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but we don't have anything like that from my knowledge. So I was really excited to see it. And then when I went there, I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, like, yeah, it's cool, I guess. But to me, it was just like another luxury store, which sounds really weird. I don't know. I guess I just weirdly thought that it would feel different. I'm honestly a bit perplexed as to why Heathrow and why people love Heathrow so much. So if you actually frequent Terminal 5 a lot, or if you do a lot of shopping in Heathrow Terminal 5 specifically, if you are based in England or around Europe and you spend a lot of time in Terminal 5, or if that's like your favorite place to shop, let me know in the comments down below why, because I'm honestly a little bit perplexed. Like I went there and I was like, oh, like it's all right, but I didn't really understand just from that, you know, 2-hour layover. I suppose there's just so much hype around Terminal 5. You know, there's so many shopping vlogs. Everybody, for the most part, kind of loves Heathrow Terminal 5. And I really just thought I would too. But to me, it didn't wow me. Like, I'm a little bit perplexed as to why it's considered so amazing. And I'd love to hear that, you know. I mean, I obviously only spent like probably less than 2 hours there, so I didn't spend a lot of time there. It's my first time. I guess I just found it really, really busy, very overwhelming, and it didn't feel any different to me than any other luxury store that I went in. I mean, let me know what's great about it. Is it because of that kind of convenience that when you're on a layover you can just shop, or is it the stock's better, or is it the staff, what is it about Heathrow Terminal 5 that just lights people up? Because I'm a little bit kind of like meh about it. I just feel a little bit indifferent. I mean, I love my pieces, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm just a little bit confused as to what the main attraction of Heathrow Terminal 5 is. So share with me that in the comments down below if you've been to Terminal 5. Share with me your thoughts, and just share with me your thoughts on this video in general, and what you think about the stock levels in your country, and yeah, how you feel about the state of kind of luxury at the moment. I'd love to hear. And yeah, if you want to share with me your thoughts on my new shoes, share with me those as well. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you in my next one.